Hey guys, how's it going? So we are so close to being done. I hope that you've taken in so much information that you've learned and that now that you're in day 8 or so of being a coach, that you are ready to just jump in and go. You have all the tools that you need. The only thing that's going to hold you back from this point on is your fear and your lack of confidence. So it's time to throw both of those out, gain some confidence, and just do it. Just do it. I mean, honestly, if you don't, you're going to always wonder what if, right? What is the worst that can happen? Somebody says no? Who cares? No sweat off your back. You're going to kill it. You know that you signed up to be a coach for a reason, and you know that you want something. So, what is really going to hold you back from getting there? That's my inspiration for the day. But moving on, we have talked about Power Hour, we've talked about bonuses, we've talked about pay, we've talked about challenge groups. So, right now, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to keep track of all these things. It can get really overwhelming. I think I have like 4 notebooks, and that's not organized. It's just not. I want to get more organized. I want to figure out a better system. I'm not the greatest when it comes to keeping track of stuff on a computer because, quite frankly, your computer isn't with you all the time, and this business is run from anywhere. So I always have my notebook with me, and I jot down notes, and I also have a note pad in my phone that I add notes to, but I always transfer it to written. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my organization system and what I'm going for. So I have a calendar. I'm a written down person. If you are a phone calendar person or computer calendar person, totally fine. I like to write stuff down. I like to see it. So I have a written calendar, and on that, I just keep track of normal day to day things. My kids' calendar, my kids' schedule. I also add in my challenge group dates and sneak peek dates, and I have this open. And then in the morning, during my first power hour, I come to my to do list and I get out my to do list for the day and I look at my calendar and I figure out what's coming up in the next 4 days that I need to schedule to post about today or talk to my team about or talk to my challenge group members about. And then I write down what I need to do. For example, if I have a sneak peek coming up on Monday and today is Thursday, I'm going to post about my sneak peek on Monday. So that is something that I write on my to-do list. I also write things like what I'm going to post about that day, um, who I'm going to shout out, and then all my normal to-do list stuff like work out, take a shower. I mean, this is just something that I write down every single day, my to-do list. So have a to-do list that is daily. Then have a to-do list that's like a big master to-do list of stuff that you need to get done. Normally I like to do that on my calendar for that week. So um, I like to have a week to-do list and then a day to-do list that I actually set up in the morning when I get up. So I write down exactly what I need to do that day and I base it off of my calendar. So my master calendar, my master to-do list are 2 big things, and then I kind of cut it down to a smaller to-do list and I make that in order of things I need to do first. That's a great way to stay organized. Now, moving on to our monthly tracking. I mean, how do you keep track of 30 people that you're messaging per day and all of your challenge groups? So I'm gonna, again, I'm a written person. This is just to help you decide what's going to be best for you. If you think doing this on your computer is best, then go for it. If you think doing all of this on one piece of paper is best, go for it. But this is just an example of how I keep things tracked. So I'm going to show you my February because right now it's January. So I just have my February tracking list right up top. I write down my 2 challenge group dates. So I'm going to start one on February 1st and February 15th. So that's just in the future. That's something that I do. So I had done that for January in December. So I have already spoken to all these people. These are the people that are in the challenge group. So I actually fill this in fill this in for my January 4th challenge group on January 4th because I'm not going to be adding anybody else to that challenge group. So it's full. These are people that have already purchased something. They've already signed up for the challenge group. They're in. So I keep track of them, just their names there. And then I obviously go back and I check in with them, and I can revert back to this list when I'm like, okay, I need to check back in with my current challenge group members. Wait, but who's in that challenge group? There you go. They're all here. I make sure that I check in with them. Then on January 18th, when my next challenge group started, I went back and I made sure I wrote down all of the people that I personally signed up in that group. So there are different people in different groups, and a few of these people were previous customers, but these are my personal customers, so I need to keep track of them. They're not my coach's customers. These are just mine. Then I make right underneath that list, I have a coaches added list. So every time I add a coach in that month, I write down their name, when they signed up, if they completed the coach training or a coach training, and which leg they're on. So I have 2 business centers, so this coach was put into my second business center on the left leg. So I just like to keep track of that. I'll continue to add them on there. The bottom, I have my Success Club points for the month, my Elite points for the month, and my income that I made that month. So January is not over yet, so it's not filled out yet, but I will fill it out on January 31st. And so I can keep track. I know. So in March, when I am like, oh my gosh, I made this much money this month, how much more is that than January? I can go back and I can see it right away. So then, right behind that on the next page, I have my contacts list. This is my master list that I just keep adding to. And if I just have too many people and I'm continuing to add, I'll just go to the next page. So if at any point any of these people purchase a challenge pack, I highlight their name or sign up as a coach, and then I either move their name to my coaches added, or I move their name to whichever challenge group they signed up for. Look at that. Kind of cool. On the master contact list, I also write, if when they purchase something, I write that I sent them, well, when I highlight it, that means I sent them a welcome email. So that's how I keep track of these, and it's a great way to just stay on top of stuff. I mean, you're going to get overwhelmed. It's like, oh my gosh, I messaged so many people today. How do I know? So at the end of the day, I'll go back and I write their names down. If their name is already in there, I'll just update what I talked to them about. And that is how I keep track of all the people in my challenge groups. And then at the end of the day, I also go back to my daily to-do list. If I haven't finished going over those things, I try and fit them in. If not, I pull up my next day's to-do list and I write that on that day. So it never gets missed or gone over. I don't have a huge desk. I don't have a giant calendar. I work from my kitchen table, and I'm fine with that, you guys. I'm proud of where I am. It's taken me a long time to get here. This is not going to be an overnight success, but it can be a really fast success if you're consistent. Now, say I'm a brand new coach, and I have a list of 30 people that I've spoken to, and none of them signed up for my challenge group. I'm not going to get discouraged, because if I have next month another 60 people that I talk to, and the next month I'm up to 120 people in my contact list, guess what? If I have remained consistent for the past 3 months, even if I had one customer, those 120 people are still watching, and they at that point are going to be like, you know what? She's been consistent for 3 months. Obviously people are getting results. Obviously she's getting results. Obviously, she loves what she does. I think I'm going to finally confront her and talk to her about it. So, last but not least, I do have a master, like, just jot down stuff. So, when I need to do a video like this, this is where I write my notes. But I always go back and I make sure that I've transferred everything to my more organized notebooks. Not to mention, it makes it a lot more fun when your notebooks are cute colored. But again, some people like to do stuff on the computer, and that's fine. Just make sure you remain organized. If you don't want to write it out, in your back office, there are trackers there. Print them out. Use them. Stay consistent, stay organized, and remember, the more you put into this business, the more you're going to get back. And be passionate about what you're doing. The more people you help, the more people you inspire, you're changing lives every single day. And whether you help one person or 400, it shouldn't matter because you're inspiring at least one. You are truly, truly changing the world one person at a time. If you can make one person happy, that's all that matters. And you've made me happy by being here. So there you go. I'm so proud of you guys. You're almost done with this training. And I really hope at this point you really understand what this business is and you're ready to jump in. So I will talk to you all very soon and get tracking, get organized. Bye.